So, it's been a long year. It's been a great year. I thank you for all the great feedback that we've received so far about this meeting. This meeting is essentially the culmination of my term as your president, and I now have the distinct pleasure of introducing our next speaker and the next president of NADCO. Please join me in welcoming a great friend who I've worked with for quite some time. We have a very unique relationship where we poke fun at each other, but it's all in good fun. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Danielle Gooch.
Good morning. Excited to be here, a little nervous to be here, but what makes being on this stage a lot easier is all of you. I have been a part of some amazing boards. I've had great mentors like John, Tim, Mary, I can't name them all because I will forget someone, Carrie Lindauer, and our past presidents. Very fortunate to have awesome role models that allowed me to feel that I could actually take this role for you. So I'm going to start with timeline of how I got here today. And this timeline starts for me in 1980. I was in kindergarten, I was 6 years old, and my mom went to nursing school. Now, a little disclaimer, my mom is actually not a nurse. She was a QMA, but when you're 6 years old, you don't know the difference. She dressed in white, she went to a hospital, and she helped people, and that's what I knew. So, like most little girls, I wanted to grow up and be like my mom, and that's the first time I remember wanting to be a nurse. Then in 1982, it's funny how some memories just stick in your brain forever and you're not really sure why. And for me, one of these was seeing the picture of Annie Gardner on the front page of the Indianapolis Star. Annie Gardner was the first person to receive a heart transplant in Indiana. She received it at Methodist Hospital, which is also the hospital that I've wanted to work at as long as I've wanted to be a nurse. And Methodist Hospital was the first private hospital to do a heart transplant. So I can't tell you why I remember Annie, but I've always remembered Annie. So then I graduate high school, go into college, and like most rebellious teenagers, although I was very good, I was still a rebellious teenager. I was not going to be a nurse. I was not going to do anything expected of me. I changed my majors a couple of times, but was officially declared a psychology major my freshman year in college, and I hated it. So the summer between my freshman and sophomore year, I took the opportunity to sit down and really think about what it is I want to do. And that's when I really had my call to nursing. I finally decided I need to stop ignoring this call and accept this gift that has been given to me and use it to help others. So when I went back my sophomore year, I did join the nursing program at IU. So in '96, I got married to my wonderful husband. But something else really cool happened that year, and I got to meet Annie Gardner. Now, anyone who knows me knows I don't get starstruck very easily. I've met celebrities, it's been cool, but I'm not gonna walk across the street for an autograph. Annie, I was all but gushing next to the cart as she was getting ready to go back to the cath lab for our biopsy of her heart. It was, although silly, the coolest experience to get to meet and talk to Annie. So in '97, I graduated nursing school, and I've always loved the heart. So I started my nursing career on the cardiac floor and moved to the critical care. And while I was there, I saw a position for a heart-lung coordinator. And I loved the heart. I was fascinated by heart transplant. I'd taken care of them before and after transplant. I knew our heart coordinators and respected them greatly. So I was like, how perfect. Heart transplant, I love transplant. Perfect. So in 2000, a couple of things happened. One, my brother-in-law received his kidney transplant. And this is when I became intimate with transplant on the other side as a family member. Instead of a caregiver, someone in the hospital supporting families, here I was supporting one that we love through the transplant process. And I also became a lung transplant coordinator, not a heart coordinator at all. They mislabeled the job description. Anyone that knew me, I do not like sputum at all. So, but it sounded fascinating. I met some of the most amazing women I've ever met in my life. So I decided to take the chance, and I took the role as a lung transplant coordinator. And as Linda just said, once transplant gets in your blood, it does not leave you. It becomes your passion, it becomes your life work, it becomes everything you want to do. Everything you do, you think about, how is this going to affect our donor families? How is this going to affect our recipients? How is this going to affect the image of transplant? So with that being said, I got to work with this board this year, thanks to Glenn for this fun picture. And you have an awesome NACO board. If you have not talked to any of them, if you have not connected with any of them, I highly encourage you to do so. They are a very approachable group of people, very passionate about transplant, very passionate about this organization and what we stand for. We care about the transplant professionals. We care about the work that we do. So it is with great honor that I theoretically get to lead this group of great people, although I know they'll be leading me more than I will be leading them. Thank you.